Good afternoon and thanks for joining us. The first new tenant for the old Prince Albert pulp mill has been announced. BMI Group, the new owners of the mill, signed a memorandum of understanding with Michigan-based Plum Gas Solutions to pursue the development of a compressed natural gas. The plan would use an existing natural gas pipeline on the property, adding a new connection for a high-capacity CNG fill station. The project aims to supply fuel to nearby industrial and mining operations. As Scott Moe continues his trip to India, Saskatchewan is exploring the creation of a Canada-India Pulse Protein Centre. The Premier said it's an opportunity to bring Saskatchewan's knowledge on crops like lentils, chickpeas, peas and beans to India's agri-food sector. More than 80% of pulses exported from Canada to India come from Saskatchewan, feeding hundreds of millions of people every day. The centre will be developed by the University of Saskatchewan and the National Institute of Food Technology, Entrepreneurship and Management in India. A semi crashed and went up in flames on Saskatoon's Circle Drive this morning. People getting to work before 7 a.m. saw the semi collide with a light standard and come to a stop in the center median. Within minutes, flames began shooting out of the engine and eventually consumed the whole truck. The fire department says the driver got out safely and traffic was closed in both directions for multiple hours. A crane was called in as workers dismantled the large metal posts before moving the truck and the trailer. It's a day of work Brad Hutchinson won't soon forget.
You know, you don't get too many chances to see a truck burn to the ground, but, you know, this morning a couple of our staff members were kind of going outside and checking it out as the fire got put out.
I've seen truck accidents before, but this was huge, man. Yeah, I can still see the diesel on the roads and stuff, and yeah, it's crazy, man.
Saskatoon police say traffic restrictions have been lifted. They believe the driver experienced a medical episode and no charges are expected. A heavy emergency response on the University Bridge yesterday afternoon. The fire department was called just after 5 o'clock for a person who was lying on the ice close to the open water. The rescue boat was deployed to allow firefighters to reach the patient. Crews were able to bring the person to shore, where paramedics with Medivie Health Services took them to hospital. Despite the events in Mexico last week involving the drug cartel and Mexican government, travelers in Saskatchewan don't seem to be bothered any longer. CAA says there was a quick blip in bookings to Mexico lasting just a couple of days. The Government of Canada website still has a travel advisory listed urging caution. With deep freeze temperatures at home, he says the draw of sun and sand lingers, but CAA says there won't be any last-minute deals linked to last week's events.
We want to get out of 40 below to go to 25 to 35 above, right? I mean, we like the beach, we like the sun, we like the food, and we love the people.
CAA says global uncertainty is nothing new for the travel industry, from the pandemic to conflicts in the Middle East and the war between Ukraine and Russia. He says bookings may dip briefly, but travelers tend to return quickly. A little bit cooler than I was expecting, Jeff. Again, I was sort of just walking in the glow of Monday, and now I'm kind of thinking it's getting cold again.
Well, you know, things are actually pretty good. We anticipated that it was going to be a coolish day today, and the good news is that warmer conditions are on the way. So we've got that to look forward to. But yes, we're still keeping our eye on same sort of system. I know it looks like we're running the same satellite and radar shot, but it's not. Another system that's essentially north of the Yellowhead. That's where most of the active weather is going to be, and there's going to be a real line of demarcation between temperatures in northern parts of the Prairie provinces and southern areas. Some places are going to be well in the double digits on the plus side, and we've got our minus double digit temperatures when we get into northern areas. So yeah, it's a tale of two provinces, or maybe even 6 provinces if we do the math right. But we'll get you all the information and the numbers and the temperatures later on.
The union representing library staff across the province is raising concerns about safety in libraries across the province. The union rep says staff are feeling overwhelmed having to handle issues related to homelessness, mental health, and addictions. They're calling for an increase in funding to libraries in the upcoming provincial budget and a long-term strategy to expand community supports.
The library workers we represent serve their communities with pride. They don't want to turn people in need away, but they are not addictions experts. They aren't security guards, and they aren't mental health counselors. They shouldn't be experiencing what they are dealing with on a daily basis.
CTV has reached out to the province for comment. We'll have more on that at 6 o'clock. The government of Saskatchewan has announced that Ukrainian post-secondary students in the province will continue to receive tuition relief for the next 4 years. The extension allows those who arrived to the province under the Canada-Ukraine Authorization for Emergency Travel to continue paying domestic tuition rates instead of international rates at post-secondary institutions in the province.
Honestly, it means a lot for me and the other students because we feel welcomed in this country, in this province. It's a big relief on finance for those families.
The government of Saskatchewan says at least 35 students have benefited from the Ukrainian tuition relief program since launching in 2023. Regina's YWCA has launched a digital violence prevention program that hopes to address a troubling trend. Upstander Online is a digital version of the YWCA's in-person training program that focuses on gender-based violence prevention and bystander intervention. The learning module is self-paced and will teach how to identify warning signs and how to respond safely.
The problem becomes so compounded when you leave a city center. And so with the accessibility of online learning today, it felt like a no-brainer to say, let's make this accessible, let's build it through a Saskatchewan context so that it is a real applicable tool for everyone in this province.
By moving the training to an online platform, the YWCA hopes this program will reach more and northern communities. When we return, spring swim programming returns. Jasmine Pelche finds out which programs are available and when at the Lake Country Co-op Leisure Centre.
We are with Curtis from the City of Prince Albert to talk about upcoming registration for the aquatic programs, both indoor and outdoor, right? So this is our first spring coming up here at the Co-op Leisure Centre. What are some of the programs that are going to be offered?
We're excited. Another set of swimming lessons will be coming up here March 10th. Registration will open. So we'll run some lessons through April and May here at the Leisure Centre. So we're excited about that. Not just the swimming lessons too. I should want to talk about too. We do in this set have some of our bronzes, so our advanced courses for those individuals who are and that we're hoping and wanting to become lifeguards, so to get into those courses. So yeah, once again, we've got some swimming lessons opening up here through April, May, or being offered in April, May, with some advanced courses.
When does the registration close? It opens in March, but...
Yeah, so how it works, registration opens March 10th to the residents of the City of Prince Albert. And how it works, we're closing, the registration stays open till the day before the lessons start. So if we have any spots, you can register right up to the prior day of opening of the lesson.
I'm thinking the spots probably fill up a little bit before the first day there, though.
That is accurate. I've talked to lots of residents on how quickly they fill, and know that through the staff here. So they do fill quick. Once again, it's why we feel it's so important to make sure we're getting it out about when registration is, so families can plan and make sure they're ready to register on that day, March 10th.
The programs that people can register for, what are the age ranges that there's programs available?
There's a wide variety. Right from preschool and up. So I think we try to do a good job of hitting a lot of different age ranges. Once again, how our lessons are set, kind of go on the prior set. Did we have some lessons not filled? There are some that filled really quick, so we know we probably need to offer them again. So that's how our lessons are built. Also, during this set, we've offered some different options for families because we know different families and people just have different schedules. meaning we have a Monday, Wednesday kind of night or set or option, a Tuesday, Thursday, and then there's a Saturday morning. So trying to give families the flexibility to, to get into lessons that meet their schedule.
And with the water park, upcoming registrations for bookings and times afterwards and stuff, that's coming up as well in the spring? School bookings, all that will start to flow out here probably, later I guess end of March and then April, but that's when those booking processes and registrations will take place. After our rentals are, to me, just like our swimming lessons. As soon as we put those out, they fill very quickly. Through different avenues, we got lots of great organizations and businesses who will book those, and then once again, lots of just people booking for birthday parties. They book very fast. So once again, once those are out, the spots will be taken up very quickly. With the second pool opening up in the summer, do you increase number of staff or just sort of increase the hours of staff who are already working indoors? Yeah, our staffing, once again, I'll put it this way, we'd be like any community. We can never have enough lifeguards. We're always looking and recruiting. It's something that we always keep a pulse on. Our staffing then is based on programming and hours, so we get a good feel. Once again, a feel what the programming is and the number of people going to be in the park, because our staffing is based on a ratio. We got to have a certain amount of lifeguards for the people in the park or at the leisure center. We'll have ice spring and summer opportunity here at the leisure center for ice. So I know we're talking a lot about the aquatic and registration booking, but there'll be opportunity to book ice here at the leisure center through, typically the hockey season ends end of March, but if you're looking for ice April through the summer, there will be ice availability at the leisure center. I know a lot of our spring, summer, sports groups in the city, for example, are gearing up and have registrations out there, maybe minor baseball, minor softball, minor football, all those groups, lacrosse, who do tremendous work in the city. So I think there's a lot of opportunities out there. Get out and get active in one of those with your son or daughter or as an adult. Well, thanks for sharing all that information, and thanks for having me out here. Thank you. Anytime.
Jeff's got the weather forecast coming right up. Plus, Alberta pushes for relaxed rules on nicotine pouches. All right, Jeff, are we on the upswing or the downswing of this roller coaster ride, and is it going to smooth out anytime soon?
Put your hands in the air. Whee!
Going down?
We're still on the downswing, but then we're going to hit that valley and it'd be up on that side. And yes, exactly. It'd be like it won't necessarily be like the corkscrew, but it'll still be fun. It'll be fun to be warm. Yes, we have some interesting conditions coming our way. Keeping our eye on this system here that is still sliding through Saskatchewan. That's the second of a couple of systems we had anticipated, and so we anticipate about another 2 to 4 centimeters of snow. Most of the snow is going to fall Prince Albert and north. Southern parts of the province are not expected to get much in the way of precipitation. So here's the futurecast. You can certainly see these pressure lines are staying close together. So we're expecting a windy Wednesday, but as you can see, most of the purple, which is indicated by snow, or rather indicates some snow in the computer modeling, that's what we anticipate to be happening as we make our way into the next 24 hours. So look at this. So we're expecting some flurries in Spiritwood, -19 overnight, -17 for the Battlefords under cloudy skies. Candle Lake -21, the same for Birch Hills and Rostern in at -20, -21 with flurries in Nipawin and Melfort, -19, and expecting some flurries. Not expecting a ton of snow, maybe, and I say maybe, between 2 and 4 centimeters of snow for the Melfort area. -17 for Spiritwood tomorrow under cloudy skies, -14 for the Battlefords. In fact, cloudy conditions throughout the region. Nipawin is expecting some flurries, but -18 for Candle Lake, -17 for Birch Hills, the same for Rostern, Melfort also in at minus 17 degrees tomorrow and minus 18 for Nipawin. So those temperatures, yes, about 10 degrees or maybe even 11 degrees below seasonal. So a chilly Wednesday in store and windy in many locations. So not a surprise that with a temperature of minus 21 and northeasterly winds 30 gusting to 50, there is a risk of frostbite associated with these conditions. 2 to 4 centimeters of snow expected in the Prince Albert area. It will wind down tomorrow. So tomorrow will generally speaking be a cloudy day. Minus 17 degrees, winds out of the east 20 gusting to 40. So the winds back off, but it's still a bit breezy at times. And here we go with the 7-day forecast. And it looks pretty good if you're looking for warmer than seasonal temperatures. So Thursday, yeah, it's still on the cold side of seasonal, minus 11 degrees, an even chance of some flurry activity. But then on Friday, what a quick warm up. Mainly cloudy conditions, 0 degrees, 5 on Saturday, 1 on Sunday. But both of those days on the weekend have a chance of some precipitation, a rain-snow mix, a slight chance of that on Saturday, and only a slightly greater chance on Sunday for some flurry activity. But again, keep in mind those temperatures are awfully warm. We do expect to see some slippery roads because of the freezing in the overnight. And then Monday to start the work week, minus 8 degrees, and then we've got ourselves a high of minus 11 on Tuesday. So yes, it continues to be that up and down yo-yo or roller coaster or sine wave. Take your pick.
And as we hit that bottom, as we're kind of getting into the flat part, then the negative G-force becomes positive G-force.
Thank you, Johnny Astronaut.
There you go. All right. Thanks, Jeff. A Saskatchewan basketball referee is attempting to set a Guinness world record.
I love basketball, and that's what it is.
Of 80 years, Michael Martirana still runs up and down the floor for youth basketball games in Regina. He's attempting to set the record for oldest active basketball official in the world. The sport has been a part of his life for more than 7 decades as a player, coach, and now a referee. But he only started officiating about 20 years ago. There are a few requirements Martirana must complete to apply for the record, including being 80 or older, belonging to a recognized organization, and working at least 1 game a month for the season.
That's all, 1 game a month. Easy peasy, I can do that. And someone said to me, well, if you get the Guinness Book of World Records, and next year you come back and you do it, you can break your own record. I never thought about that. I didn't think about it in those terms. I said, well, I'll just keep doing it as long as I can do it.
Martirana says he gets the most joy now by mentoring young officials, passing along his 70 years of knowledge and experience to the next generation of referees.
Do you have a community event you would like to promote? Or maybe you'd like to draw attention to your organization. Let your local CTV station help you spread the word. Contact us at 306-922-6020 or email panews@ctv.ca. You can appear on CTV Prince Albert's News at 5 and get your message to our viewers.
Alberta is pushing Ottawa to make nicotine pouches easier to buy. They're currently only available over the counter at pharmacies, but the Alberta government wants to put them back in convenience stores. Anti-smoking advocates say online access for teens is the bigger issue. Jeremy Thompson reports.
Mint, this is peppermint, and this is spearmint.
Among the cold meds and vitamins, pharmacies like this one also have nicotine pouches for sale over the counter.
People use it when they want to quit smoking or reduce smoking.
Pharmacist Payal Patel added Zonic to her quit smoking section in 2024 after the federal health minister made it illegal to sell the pouches at convenience stores or anywhere other than a pharmacy. The move was meant to keep the addictive nicotine products away from kids, and Patel can see why.
Teenagers coming in asking for Zonic, and they were like, oh, we were able to get it from the convenience store. Why I can't get it here? And they're not even smoking, but they're using Zonic just to get the buzz.
Now the province is pushing back. In a letter to the Prime Minister, Service Alberta Minister Dale Nally says cigarettes shouldn't be easier to buy than a product that helps you quit.
And Albertans are saying that, look, they want access to these products, and shouldn't have to go see their pharmacist for it.
Nally argues the restriction pushes people to illegal and unregulated online markets. A quick Google search reveals multiple sites willing to deliver American nicotine pouches to Canadian addresses. While Health Canada permits 4 milligrams of nicotine per pouch, many products online offer 15 milligrams.
Well, the age verification is on the honor system, and the product that they're buying, there's no oversight on this. So it may say 15 milligrams, but how do you know it's not 30?
The minister says there are major fines for selling tobacco products to minors, which would apply to nicotine pouches too. One anti-smoking advocate believes loosening regulations would lead to unacceptable consequences.
The bigger problem is these products, these pouches are from the tobacco companies themselves. The tobacco companies want to sell these products. The tobacco companies don't care if kids get caught in the crossfire, and we've seen that over the years.
Minister Nally says government bureaucrats have been discussing the change with their federal counterparts, but the letter is the first political pressure Alberta is applying. Jeremy Thompson, CTV News, Edmonton.
A new survey finds roughly 3 million Canadians are taking GLP-1 drugs, and millions more would like to. A Leger healthcare poll finds more than half of the people taking the medications, which include Ozempic, reported decreased appetite, with 40% reporting fewer cravings. Meanwhile, 4 in 10 people report having to cut back on alcohol since going on the medication. Weight loss is the #1 reason people take the drugs, followed by diabetes treatments. More than half of people who are interested in taking the medication say cost is a significant barrier.
Brought to you by Saskatchewan Union of Nurses. Thank you to Saskatchewan's 11,000 registered nurses.
All right, Jeff, I don't know if we had a lot of cloud cover this morning, but Canadians looking to the sky overnight and early into this morning were able to catch a total lunar eclipse. This was the view of the blood moon early this morning. The Canadian Space Agency says the phenomenon happens when the Earth moves between the sun and moon, casting a shadow and turning the moon a deep red. There it is, that deep red. The next total lunar eclipse won't happen until late 2028, so set your alarms. And I don't know if it's going to be a late one or an early one, but you're going to have to wait a couple of years before you get it.
Couple of years indeed. Yes, no, we had good conditions to see it today. I know I've talked to some people who took some pictures, and who knows, maybe our pal Doug Podolak got a nice picture. So Douglas,
there you go. I was busy sleeping. I apologize.
Where are you now? Good for you.
National news is coming up next.